Hello and welcome. My name is Aaron and today I'm watching the dance practice video for Band-Aid by KickFlip, for which I had been waiting for so long. I was kind of convinced that it wouldn't come out because it was a pre-release and not a title track, but here we are, so everything's great. Also, I love this title card. We usually don't get these for dance practices. And just as a little catch-up info, I did react to the music video to Band-Aid. You can find it up there in the video description. And I was very positively surprised, and since then, I've done a lot more reactions, but that is still one of my favorites that I did. So I recommend that one. And I think that's all I have for now, so we can just start. Interesting. Okay, that's already beautiful. I forgot to mention what I was hoping to see. Well, firstly, there was a little bit of choreo in the music video, so I saw like a little bit of the chorus, I'm pretty sure it only was. And what I'm hoping for with this choreography is sharpness with some smoothness. Like what they just did with the sharp and fast movements and a little bit of like softer moves. That's exactly what I wanted from this, and I hope it will continue throughout the choreo. Yeah. The focus changes are great. They do a lot. I don't know if I just haven't seen enough choreo videos or if I didn't pay enough attention, but they do a lot with having people lower in the front. How do I say this? How can I explain this when I'm literally just 2D? Usually, the dynamic elements of a choreography come from the formation changes. That people move front to back, left to right in that way, but there's not often, I'm not saying there's never, but more often than not, you don't have these level changes. That's how we're going to say that now, from top to bottom, right? So that immediately stands out because I'm gonna be honest, the only other group that I can think of right now that has done that recently is Cat's Eye with Denali choreography. And otherwise, I don't have anything present right now where they do that noticeably. Even with Cat's Eye, it's just in the beginning, I'm pretty sure. So it's interesting. Okay, I was really worried. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the spoken parts in the song. I would like the song a lot more if the spoken parts weren't in it. In that regard, I didn't really think about it, how they would do it in choreo or even in live performances or something. But the fact that it's part of the choreo, it's part of like how it's performed, I'm assuming. It's good that it's included. I personally would prefer if the spoken parts weren't in the song, but that's just my taste, so. And I think now, yeah. Now that's the part I saw in the music video. The footwork is crazy. The footwork is crazy. With recent choreos especially, there's just been a lot of choreos I don't like. I can't even like pinpoint why. There's just, on one hand, I'm not as impressed with songs recently as I usually was, and as a consequence, the choreos also just aren't as good. Because if you don't like the song, the choreo that often doesn't change that much. Here I like the song, so I'm already more positively open to the choreo, but I also think it's very good that I mean this as a positive thing, the choreo does exactly what the song needs. It is what I expected, and that is good. That is a good thing that it is delivering what is expected, because otherwise it could get really confusing. I would like to name an example. I'm pretty sure I would have like 3, but I can't come up with any right now, so let's continue. it's great how they keep coming back to the formations that they have been doing the entire time. And something I really appreciate is that sometimes formation changes can be quite jarring and not very instinctive looking. You interpret it more as a formation change than actual choreography. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And here they're doing a very good job at having the formation changes as an actual part of the choreography instead of just a formation change. And I think a big part of that is that a lot of them are turning as they move. So it just looks more interesting. But overall, it's pretty good. They are also making good use of having 7 members and the formations that they can do with that. Because it can happen very easily with any group that they keep falling into the same formations and that there's not a lot of variety. That's just like the center person is either in front or in the back and everyone kind of adjusts to that. That they are doing a lot with that is very good from a performance point. Okay. That's another thing that I was really worried about. I did rewatch the music video a little bit. I just wanted to hear the song again before I start recording this so I can actually focus on the choreo, but I was worried about the high note and how they would handle that. Now, do I think he should be that far in the back? No. I think it would be better if he would be one of the 2 in the front, if at all in any way possible. But I was worried that they would just like not... How do I say this? When you have these high notes that people are supposed to sing in the performances, I think it is necessary that their stillness for that high note is represented in the dance practice, even if they aren't singing in the dance practice. So I'm glad that we actually see like who it is and that they have like a fixed point where they stop and do the high note. And like I don't know KickFlip. The only name I think I know is Donghua. And that's it. That's like the only name that stayed from the music video. And Keiju? Is Keiju in here? I did start watching the Game Caterers JYP thing, so I know some of them are there, but I don't remember. I only watched the first part, so forgive me. What was I trying to say? I like it when they let the person who does the high note stand in their spot in the dance practice. I think it's good practice. I don't know why. I can't explain. I just think it's good to know that. Or some undescribable English. Why is English like this? For some reason. The hand intricacies are also really nice. I think what's really wowing me about this choreography is literally just the footwork, because I don't remember when I've last seen this type of footwork in K-pop. It's just been a while. On the other hand, I should mention, I feel like this is contextually important. I'm more of a girl group stan, so considering that girl group choreographies are generally more upper body focused and the footwork is kind of non-existent, it probably makes sense that I haven't seen a lot, because I mostly watch dance practices from girl groups and their choreos generally aren't footwork heavy, while with boy groups, there are only just 3 groups I follow in terms of choreo, and one of them is on break, so there's not been a lot. So I guess it should be expected that I don't actually see a lot of footwork, but for some reason I'm still surprised by it. Here we had known who stood out to do the high note. Nice! Right, I forgot that it's like a minute of this isn't actually dance practice. I'm pretty sure they're just messing around for the rest of it. So I won't watch that. I love the hand intricacies and the footwork. I think this is a very tiring choreo. If I'm... you know which other choreo recently had a lot of footwork? Eyelid. Jellius. That's the one. Though I don't think it's at this level. The chorus is really difficult, but I don't think it was throughout the entire song. I'm pretty sure it was just the chorus. So this is more intense. I find it really interesting because the shapes, like how the shape of their bodies as they dance is really interesting, because they do so many big side steps. That's not very usual in a sense. I can't think of any group I could even compare this to at this time. Honestly, if you know any groups who have choreos with similar footwork, I would be really interested to see that because I can't remember anyone. I have actually gotten incredibly curious now how they did the performances. I didn't even consider watching the performances. I was like, oh, I like the song. I'm gonna put it on my playlist and I'm going to like keep an eye out for the dance practice if the K-pop gods are with me, which they apparently were, so thank you for that. But I didn't actually sit down to watch any performances. On one hand, I wanted my first time reaction to the choreo. On the other hand, I literally didn't think about it. So I might have to go back and look at some performances because I would be curious. I guess that's like another thing I don't usually explain. I prefer the fixed dance practices, which I entirely forgot to talk about it. I wasn't sure if this is a fixed dance practice. It's not in the title. But it turned out to be one, so that's nice. I prefer the fixed dance practices because you can just see more. You see more of how everyone is doing the same move and how the formations change and how they frame the center person, whoever's singing. So that's why I generally prefer the fixed dance practices. And because like camera angle specific moves kind of look a bit goofy and that's kind of fun. Regardless of that, I really like this. I think if you watch the dance practice and you haven't seen performances and you're like, I should watch some performances, that's a good sign. It's generally a good sign. So I really like this. I have to rethink about what I think about the spoken part in the song because I do think it throws me off more than it adds to the song. But that's a me thing. I just keep talking about things that aren't actually relevant here. They are very good dancers. I probably should have said that before. They're very good dancers. It's a JYP group, but still. Anyway, I have more reactions on my channel. Again, I did a reaction to the music video of Band Aid, which I really, really liked. I think it turned out very, very well. I was very positively surprised by the music video. I went in with like no expectations, and now it's like one of my favorite songs this year. So, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Drink tea. Stay warm because it's gotten very cold here in Europe. And that's it. Goodbye.